Welcome to Panzer Unleashed. I'm Scott Panzer Paulson, police corruption survivor, independent journalist, and the Iron Voice Society is here. If you have information regarding police corruption and activity of the cartel, send all your information right here to Panzer Unleashed at panzerfront14@gmail.com. Stand up and stand up proud, my friends. The Iron Voice Society is here. Speak the truth and fear no.
This is Panzer Unleashed, and I'm about to tear the mask off this diseased fucking system. And you want some polished fucking family-friendly political commentary, go watch some fucking bootlicking Fox News dipshit fucking reading off some teleprompter. And this ain't that, kiddies. This is a fucking war broadcast for those who finally realize that talking nice and playing fair doesn't fucking work. And today's main op is simple, kids. Your fucking children don't have a future. Not a real one, unless we end the corruption. Decapitate the fucking beast and burn the fucking rotting corpse to ash. Not fucking next year, right motherfucking now. And not with half-assed fucking civil discourse, people. No, with motherfucking conviction, with tactical fucking fury, and by any means necessary. And let me set the fucking record straight, people, right now. The system isn't broken. It's not dysfunctional. It's functioning. Especially how these fucking corrupt fucks designed it to. It's engineered to protect them. Fuck you. And enslave your kids. And then lie about it while smiling into the fucking camera. And every single day you sit on your fucking ass hoping someone else is gonna fix this shit, the fucking beast grows another head. Another politician, another fucking corrupt fucking sheriff, and another weaponized federal agency, people. Another fake-ass corporate activist who couldn't give a fuck less about justice. Alright, before we go any further into the main op, let's go ahead and get into this week's Intel Briefing. This is the Global Corruption Update here in July 2025. Once again, welcome to this month's Intel Briefing. And what we got up? We got Spain. High-level corruption scandal unfolds, says Santos Cerdán, a close ally of the Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez and former number 3 of the ruling Socialist Party, has been reprimanded in custody on charges of bribery, criminal conspiracies, and influences peddling related to 500 million in public contracts. The Superior Court judge cited strong evidence and a risk of evidence tampering. It says the scandal, which may have siphoned over 5 million, is also implicated in former transports with the minister Jose Luis Abos and his aide, all of whom deny wrongdoing. Says this case has intensified politically and put pressure on Sanchez, whose minority government depends on support from Catalan and Basque separatist parties, and the left-wing Summer platform despies criticism. Summer has yet to be broken in the ranks. It says prominent voices, including novelist Javier Caesar and activist Miriam Gonzalez, have called for Sanchez to resign, citing declining legitimacy due to investigations involving his closest allies and family members. Sanchez maintains that the judicial process should run its course, but demands for accountability and transparency continues, potentially threatening the government's survival. Update from Turkey. It says mass arrest and oppositions of officials. It says Turkish authorities detained 120 officials from the opposition Republican People's Party, the CHP, including former Lemir Mayor Tunik Sawyer and Provincial leader Senal Azloglu. The arrest in Emir are part of a larger investigation into an alleged corruption, specifically rigged to municipal tenders and fraud, with 157 officials targeted by arrest warrants. This crackdown follows similar actions earlier in the year, including the arrest of Istanbul Mayor Ekrem İmamoğlu on corruption charges, which triggered the largest street protests in over a decade. Says İmamoğlu, a significant public figure seen as President Recap Tayyip Erdogan's new challenge. It says was later nominated as CHP's president candidate. It says the Erdogan administration claims that judicial and impartial, while many Turks influenced by public opinion polls view the arrest as politically motivated. These developments come from after the CHP notably successfully from the previous year with their local elections, raising concerns about the government's use of legal actions to suppress political opposition. Turkey's next national election is scheduled for 2028, though it may occur earlier, it says. Here in the USA, corruption prosecutions and political interference. Interference in corruption prosecutions. Here in January of 2025, the U.S. government reported 23 new official corruption prosecutions, marking a 4.5 increase over the previous month. However, this number remains significantly lower than levels reported in 2020. Additionally, 31 new official corruption convictions were reported in January 2025, up 72.2%. Can you fucking believe that? That is great. Over the previous month, despite these increases, the overall prosecutions are still much lower than 5 years ago. And dismantling of public integrity sections. Says the Trump administration has significantly reduced the authority and staffing of the Justice Department integrity section, which has established after the Watergate scandal to combat political corruption. And this move has raised concern about the potential for increased political interference in corruption investigations involving the public officials. And it says federal judges dismiss corruption charges against the NYC's mayor back in April of 2025. It says the federal judge dismissed the federal corruption charges against Mayor Eric Adams. The Department of Justice had alleged that Adams accepted benefits from Turkish nations in exchange for official favors. This dismissal has sparked controversy, with critics arguing that it reflects political favoritism. And once again, this has been our Intel Briefing, corruption spotlight around the world. Once again, brought to you by the Iron Voice Society. We speak the truth and fear no one. Let's go ahead and get back into this main op. And you think you're voting your way out of this, people? You fucking think so? Motherfucker, they already bought both sides. You think law enforcement is here to protect you? Fuck no, they're here to make their fucking quota. Newsflash, they're paid to protect the power structure that owns you. You fucking think your kids will grow up free just because you raised them right? Wake the fuck up. They're drowning in a fucking rigged world where the fucking good is punished and the evil is promoted and fucking silence is always rewarded. And you think working fucking hard and staying quiet is gonna change that? Bull fucking shit. You're fucking feeding your kids to the wolves and hoping they turn vegan. Corruption is not some fucking vague political issue, people. It's not a talking point. It's the fucking enemy. The fucking parasite. The disease that's devouring this country's soul and shitting on its corpse. That judge who lets those fucking cartel-connected scumfucks walk free because they know someone, that's not a bad apple. That's a fucking traitor. We need to grab the rope already. That cop who fucking covers for corruptions and all the bullshit, just fucking flowing orders from the cartel. Fuck that motherfucker. He is just another cog in the machine. That school board promoting fucking degeneracy and that fucking confusion and Marxist trash, that's not a mistake. That's a fucking war on your kids' brains. And this international bullshit, it's systematic, it's organized, and it's backed by fucking money, muscle, and massive amounts of manipulation. And the system isn't just flawed, people. It's designed to grind you into fucking mincemeat. And you want to save your kids from this fucking dystopia? You know, then you better grow a fucking spine and start swinging for the fucking fences. You hear me? Because you can't negotiate with the fucking snakes anymore. And here's the part, people. You're too fucking scared to say it out loud. And you need to break that fucking mentality. Because the Iron Voice Society is going to go ahead and help you take your fucking training wheels off. You hear me? Because you can't reason with evil. You don't negotiate with the fucking snake. You don't appeal to its better nature. You cut its motherfucking head off. And I don't mean symbolism and fucking metaphors. I mean real world takedowns, motherfucker. Expose these cocksuckers. They're fucking cockroaches of our society. Dox these motherfuckers. Follow them home. Follow every fucking connection they have and document it. Bankrupt these motherfuckers and humiliate them. Destroy these motherfuckers. You have to drag them into the light and make sure they fucking burn. You want justice? Then fucking deliver it. You want freedom? Then you motherfucking earn it. You want a future for your kids? Then you better be ready to spill the fucking blood, the sweat, the tears, and all three. Because no one's giving a shit about you or your family. Because the fucking cowards, they're gonna die slow. And the warriors, they're gonna die fucking free. And let me talk to the cowards just for a second, because I know some of you are shaking out there listening. And yeah, I'm talking to the fence sitters. Yeah, I don't want to get involved, crowd type motherfuckers, y'all flinchy motherfuckers. Every time you comply, every time you shut your fucking mouth to keep a job or not offend someone, you're choosing chains. You're fucking kneeling in front of tyrants and praying they don't kick your motherfucking teeth in. Well, guess what? Spoiler alert, motherfucker. They're gonna do it eventually. And when they come for your kids, you're gonna cry like a little fucking pussy. And how did that happen? Because you fucking let it. Now, let me talk to the real warriors, the ones who are fucking pissed like me, the ones who see what's coming and are done fucking waiting. Because I see you, and I hear you guys, and I'm telling you this, don't hold back. Go all fucking in, and you make them regret every fucking inch of power they fucking stole. And that's the fucking blueprint to fuck up their system, people. So you ask yourself, what do you do? How do we fucking kill this snake that's been fucking vicing around us for so many years? You have to network like your motherfucking life depends upon it, because it does. Build local resistance groups, and I said train together, share your intel on these motherfuckers. Trust no one outside your circle, because you can't give your information to the local cops. I found out the hard way, trust me. And 14 years later, I'm still fighting strong. And you have to investigate every fucking thing, every lead, your sheriff, your mayor, your school board, your business leaders out there. Dig into their motherfucking shit. Follow the money, people. Find the connections and expose these cocksuckers. Dismantle their goddamn protection mechanism. Their media, counter it with your own content. And the fucking cops, yeah, document and expose the corruption. Especially all those fuckers in the Phoenix Police Department and your undercover Jones unit. Hit them with that shit. Hit them with the audits. Give them legal hell. Arm up and train like your fucking family's already under siege, because in many ways they fucking are. Go after that goddamn power structure, people, and hit them in the weak links. That fucking fake activist, that non-profit front, the journalists with dirty connections, put them in the fucking spotlight until they scream. And this ain't about senseless violence, people. This is about focused, righteous, unrelenting motherfucking force against the real enemy. Alright, people, it's time for another tactical breakdown. And today I'm going to be handing you a weapon that's more dangerous than any fucking gun. And that's situational awareness, dialed into human behavior. And we're talking about how to spot a fucking corrupt piece of shit just by watching them closely and not by what they say. And that's for idiots. I'm talking about what their body says and when their mouth lies. Politicians, dirty cops, judges, bureaucrats, CEOs, school board fucking snakes, they all slip up. Because the body speaks the truth even when the mouth spews fucking bullshit. So let's go ahead and dive into these tells and the involuntary tricks, because the subconscious signals and the cracks in their fucking facade, it gives them away and it shows their true intent. You know, where their eyes are, you know, they'll show their lies. And the eyes are the fucking confession booth. You know, if you don't know how to read them, you're walking blind. You know, over blinking during responses, a clear fucking indicator of mental stress, especially during deception. You know, it's like the body trying to fucking reset from the lie. And looking down is another one, and to the left. You know, if they're right-handed, often linked to the internal dialogue of their fabricating speeches. And it doesn't mean guilt alone, you know, but if paired with inconsistent phrasing, you know, it's a fucking red flag. And of course, avoiding the eye contact or breaking it too often, you know, that's the classic I don't believe what I'm saying kind of signal. And especially bad bullshit, you know, when they deny accusations or giving their little vague responses and they're breaking their eye contact repeatedly, you fucking know. Like I said, it's just like wearing the green hat. And definitely, man, when they're overcompensating eye contact, fucking liars who train themselves to seem honest, you know, they will stare way too long, you know, trying to fucking dominate the moment. You know, it feels unnatural, you know, almost predatory. You know, just trust your gut. You know, when their stares feel, you know, performative, you know, it's fucked. And you just know it. You have to be in the moment. You have to fucking learn to be a detective, people. And these corrupt fuckers have something to hide. You know, their eyes always show it. You know, their shifty fucking behavior, their mannerisms. And you just have to look past the smile. And their facial fucking micro expressions, that flashes the fucking truth. You know, the face is basically a battlefield during deception. You know, most people can't control their fucking micro expressions. You know, they're fucking rapid and involuntary. And sometimes it flashes and it leaks that real emotion. And then you look for the lip compressions, and tightening or sucking the lips inwards usually shows like discomfort, suppression, or guilt even. The nose touching, the fake fucking scratching, rubbing the face, classic pacifying gestures. You know, their body is calming their nervous systems while they're lying. And of course the fake smiles, you know, you can fucking spot them from a mile away. You know, a real smile triggers, you know, or how can I even say this? You know, it triggers a different response. You know, if the smile doesn't reach their eyes, it's to fucking mask. You know, you can just tell when people are genuine. And a smirk on just one side, or the eyes squinting in opposition to the mouth, it means that they're fucking emotionally disconnected from what they're saying, and that is deception. And you have to fucking train your eyes to catch those flashes. You know, a raised brow, a muscle twitch, a quick sneer. That's the armor cracking, people. And the hands, man, the fucking telltale nervous system, your fucking hands, Mr. Shaky McGee. You know, if the hands betray tension, you know, they're hiding something, period. And especially if they're trying to hide them. You know, you ever watch a scumbag politician clasp their fucking hands in front of their crotch or tuck them underneath their little podium? They're protecting themselves subconsciously, and that's a defensive posture. You know, fidgeting with pins, jewelries, watches, you know, anxious tics that show discomfort. You know, especially over-explaining or exaggerated movements. You know, this is a theater trying to convince instead of just telling the fucking truth. You know, tapping, clenching your fists, rubbing your palms. It's all stress, discomfort. You know, it's like anticipation. It's fucking guilt. And sure, you know, if their hands are doing the fucking dance, their words are probably a lie. And you have to watch their voice and tone as well. You know, the cracks in confidence. You know, even the most corrupt motherfuckers, you know, control their vocal signature. They train. You have to train your fucking ear for this shit, people. Their pitches increase. You know, when they're cornered or caught in a lie, their fucking vocal cords tighten. You know, listen for the pitch to rise mid-sentence. You know, hesitations and filler words, you know. They're all like, you know, these are all like stall tactics as the brain fabricates a fucking narrative. And over-clarifying's another one. These liars always over-explain every fucking thing. You know, they repeat the question. And they say, to be honest with you, or quite frankly speaking, because they're mentally fucking dressing the lie. And especially when their tones are inconsistent, you know, if their tones don't match their emotion, it's fucking fake. You know, saying, I'm deeply concerned, you know, with a calm or upbeat tone, you know, that's fucking bullshit. The emotion and delivery don't match, so it's a red flag. And especially their posture, you know, their physical stance, you know. Body positioning literally tells you who thinks they're in control of the room, and you can see, you know, if they're sweating bullets or if they're calm and collective, you know, or if they're leaning away, you know, they're uncomfortable. They're avoiding, you know, commitment to the statement or situation, and, you know, or shifting in a chair, you know, it shows discomfort, you know, especially when they're answering tough questions. You have to pay attention to this, people. And watch the tight shoulders or their slouched neck. That's just low confidence or fucking mental strain. You know, you'll see this in bureaucrats who know that they're lying to the pissed off parents at a school board meeting. Just watch them. You know, crossed arms with clenched fists. You know, all defensive postures mixed with aggression. So watch out. That's someone preparing to lash out or either shut the fuck down. And, you know, these corrupt types always square their body toward, like, authority figures, you know, but angle slightly away from the audience. It's subtle, but it shows who they fear or serve. Because corruption breeds patterns, people. You know, the more polished and rehearsed they are, the more they default to templates. And the no-answer cycles, they repeat a word or a phrase instead of just answering. Did you take a bribe? You know, what I can tell you is we've always prioritized transparency. Yeah, that's code for yes. But I'll bullshit long enough for you to fucking forget the question. And that's how it is. You know, they redirect the blame. Or they change the topic real fucking quick. You know, and they'll pivot fast as shit. You know, if someone brings up missing funds and they suddenly talk about community interventions and, you know, they're dodging bullets. You know, and they'll do those moral signalings and they'll be like, I care about this community deeply. That's not an answer. That's camouflage. Because corruption hides behind talking points. You know, if you hear the same response from 3 different officials in the same fucking town, you've just spotted an op. They're covering each other's bullshit. So pay attention to what they don't say, because every corrupt bastard has a purpose and a motivation. You know, it bleeds through their tone and their timing and their reaction. And do they shut down criticism fast? That means they fear exposure. Do they only show up when cameras are rolling? Then that's a fucking performance. Do they weaponize empathy? Watch out for these overreact. So pay attention to what they don't say, because every corrupt bastard has a purpose and a motivation. You know, it bleeds through their tone and their timing and their reaction. And do they shut down criticism fast? That means they fear exposure. Do they only show up when cameras are rolling? Then that's a fucking performance. Do they weaponize empathy? Watch out for these overreacting tears, their trembling voices, their fucking emotional stories. If it feels rehearsed, it fucking is, people. Do they never directly answer a yes or no question? That's lawyer mode. They're gaming the narrative, not telling you the fucking truth. And if you walk out of a meeting more confused than you walked the fuck in, you've just been gaslit by corruption. And like I said, people, you have to train like a goddamn hunter and watch like a spy. This isn't just theory, folks. I've used this shit in rooms full of these fucking shady motherfuckers, lying officials, and these little cartel degenerates, and these goddamn media snakes pretending to be journalists. The key is this, people. Don't just listen. Watch. Read every fucking blink, every twitch, every word that doesn't fucking match their tone. Let them talk. Let them fucking squirm, people. You're there to observe, collect, and strike when the timing is right. And remember this, once you spot the fucking snake, don't walk away. You track it, you document it, and you fucking expose it. Or crush its fucking head. Stay dangerous, stay informed, and stay on target, people. This has been your tactical breakdown. Now let's get back to the main op. We're not here to throw fucking tantrums like some fucking chimp. We're here to burn out the rot. And the future depends on what the fuck you do right now. You got one fucking shot, people. One fucking window of opportunity. And it's closing fast. Your kids don't need to be polite. He don't need you to fucking blend in, not rock the boat. He needs you to go full fucking savage and carve a path through this motherfucking darkness so his children's children can thrive in this fucking demonic system. Because you were born into a goddamn era for a reason. This is your fucking fight. This is our generation. And the stakes, people, are motherfucking everything. And if we lose, there's no coming back. No fucking second chances, no retreats, no retires, just tyranny, slavery, mutilated children, and a legacy of fucking failure. But if we win, if we fucking push back with fire and fury, we become legend. We give our kids a world without that fucking bullshit, where the truth actually matters and where justice reigns. And to get there, people, we gotta go to war with the snake.
Welcome to this week's Signal Boost.
Alright, before we continue, let's go ahead and take a minute. Just a damn minute. To talk about the kind of legacy you're building. I don't care who you were yesterday. I care about who you're choosing to be today. And this world wants you distracted and broken and numbed out on fucking junk food and buried in debt. And they fucking want you ashamed of the reflection in the mirror. But you got a fucking choice, people. And that choice starts with self-respect. Now, don't be like, oh, Panzer, you're sending like fucking Dr. Phil, because let me tell you something. You have to start eating like your body actually matters. You have to cut the fucking trash and fuel your machine. Hydrate like you give a damn. You know, every meal is a fucking vote for strength or surrender. So choose your strength, people. Your kids are watching. Your community's watching. And more importantly, your future self is watching. Now, let's talk parenting for a little bit, because if you got kids like me, you want to raise them strong, you want to raise them smart, and you want them to be capable young people. Then be that example. Put the fucking phone down, turn off the TV, and start engaging with your kids. Read with them, talk with them, train with them. Build them up so they know how to fight, and not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Give them fucking books on skills, discipline, how to money manage, and love that doesn't waver. And education isn't just a school job, people. It's fucking yours. So invest in it. That doesn't always mean money. You know, it means time. And it means effort. And if it means showing your kids that knowledge is power, that curiosity is a gift, and that reading, researching, and fucking asking these hard questions makes you dangerous in all the right ways. And this is your signal boost, people, for you. Not to promote me, not to promote a fucking podcast or some social feed, but to promote you. The best version of you. The future you. The one who didn't give up. Who didn't fucking make excuses. Who stepped in the fucking fire and walked out sharper, leaner, and wiser. And more locked in than ever fucking before. You got that? This world is fucking ugly, people. And it's fucking broken. But you don't have to be. You hear me? You can be the calm in the chaos, the wall your kids lean on. And that fire, you have to refuse and don't ever let it go out. So get the fuck up, eat better, think sharper, and parent harder. And above all, people, lead by motherfucking example. Because you got this. I believe in you. Because if you're a listener, you're either two kinds of people. You're either true to the Iron Voice Society mentality, or you're just a corrupt official gathering intel and wondering and figuring out what more I gotta say. So fuck you, and if you're the listener, I love you, and you got this, and I got your fucking back. Once again, let's get back into the main op. This is Panzer Unleashed, and if you're still afraid of being called extreme or a patriot, then fuck you. You're a part of the goddamn problem. This isn't about optics. This is about survival and a future for your children. We don't have 10 years. We don't have 5. We've got now. You either fucking fight or you let your kids rot in a goddamn techno bullshit hell built by a goddamn predators and perverts. And I'm not having that for my kids. Fuck you. Cut the fucking head off this corruption and burn its corpse. Salt the fucking earth, then build something worth dying for. Something worth passing down. Stay armed, people. Stay fucking angry and stay free. This is Scott Panzer Paulson, Iron Voice Society, out.